The 2025 NFL Draft is a little over 2 weeks away. Today, we're going to be diving into all the reported top 30 visits for the Arizona Cardinals. Are we getting a little sneak peek as to who the Arizona Cardinals are going to choose with their first round pick? Let's dive into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals news, breaking news, conversational pieces, everything surrounding your favorite team. So subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. And now today, we're going to be diving into all the reported top 30 visits for the Arizona Cardinals. And hopefully it's a little bit of a sneak peek as to who they're going to choose with the 16th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Now, all the things that the Cardinals have done in this offseason so far in free agency, adding all the big pieces in the defensive line, I feel like the Cardinals did a really good job in just upgrading that defensive line with Dalvin Tomlinson as well as Josh Sweat and bringing back Calais Campbell. Just really good pieces, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do. Now, there's some people out there that feel like the Cardinals will not use their 16th overall pick on the defensive side of the ball. Honestly, I'm kind of one of those guys that feel like we can still very well benefit from getting a defensive lineman, because think about it, right? Calais Campbell, although I love, and Dalvin Tomlinson, they are 2-year guys, right? 1 to 2 year guys. So we're still going to need to hopefully find somebody for the future, and this is going to be probably the best draft class to do something like that. So will I still favor the defensive side of the ball if I am doing mock drafts? Of course I am, right? Defensive side of the ball is where I'm favoring, but I'm not going to lie to you. Offensive side of the ball in the trenches, I'm definitely still looking at that as well. Now, I was a little taken back by the latest Mel Kiper's mock draft. I don't know if you guys seen it, but he ended up mocking Matthew Golden, wide receiver out of Texas, to the Cardinals with the 16th overall pick. And I believe it was Tyler Booker in the second round, which is a guard from Alabama. So this isn't the first time I've heard that the Cardinals, or at least I've seen Matthew Golden mocked to the Cardinals with the 16th overall pick. Is that truly something that the Cardinals are looking into? We don't know, right? We're going to be diving into these top 30 visits. And guess what? Matthew Golden is a top 30 visit by the Cardinals. So you never know, man. You never know. Can the wide receiving core be upgraded? I still do think that we can add upgrades to that wide receiving core. So we'll have to kind of wait and see how this all shakes out. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go and dive right into it. Let's talk about the top 30 visits for the Cardinals that have been reported. Now, please keep in mind, the list that you're seeing right here is going to be from Walter Football, so definitely shout out to them. The ones that we know so far, this list shows 22 players, but there was something that came out earlier today, that there was another player that was reported that the Cardinals use a top 30 visit on, and that's going to be Ty Robinson, which is the graphic that you're seeing right there, which he had an absolutely fantastic combine, and I'm actually really excited the Cardinals are using a top 30 visit on him. He probably won't be the 16th overall pick, but maybe a third rounder, maybe a fourth rounder. But on my mock drafts, I do have him going to the Cardinals in my 7th round pick, right? So he might not be available then, because he had a really outstanding combine, but he's definitely a player I would like the Cardinals to definitely draft in the later rounds for sure. So let's take a look at this list, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely shocking to me that this entire list that consists of 22 players on this specific list that you're seeing on the screen right now, 19 of them are defensive side of the ball. Like, it's a defensive side of the ball. It's absolutely nuts. So for the people out there saying, oh, the Cardinals are going to go offensive side of the ball because they went after all these defensive pieces in free agency, well, this list tells me otherwise. Right now on this specific list, you got 18 defensive players and 4 offensive players. That is absolutely bonkers. So the Cardinals most likely will choose a defensive player with the 16th overall pick. Does that give you a little bit of excitement? Does that give you a little bit of an inkling who's going to be that guy? Well, we'll have to kind of wait and see how it shakes out, right? But you do got Matthew Golden on here that the Cardinals have used a top 30 visit on. So for the people out there that are mocking Matthew Golden to the Cardinals at 16, it's not far-fetched. Obviously, the Cardinals are really high on him, and I definitely could very well see the Cardinals upgrading their wide receiving core, bringing in another talented guy like Matthew Golden that we can probably put on the outside, but's got the ability to play on the inside as well. But let's go ahead and dive into this list. Let's go and start off here with Trey Amos, cornerback out of Ole Miss. There's some people out there that want the Cardinals to go cornerback. Maybe not Trey Amos with the 16th overall, but cornerback is definitely a top priority for us, for some fans. And let's continue down the list. We got Bryce Bass, outside linebacker out of Texas State. Anthony Belton, offensive tackle out of NC State. Now, that's one of the offensive linemen. I'm sorry, offensive side of the balls right there. Sorry. That's one of the offensive side of the ball players that the Cardinals have used a top 30 visit on, Anthony Belton. And then you got Andre Biggers, which is a defensive tackle. Jahad Campbell, a linebacker out of Alabama. A lot of mock drafts that it has Jahad Campbell going to the Cardinals with the 16th overall pick. I mean, well, right now with Kazir White still not being on this team, I mean, I'm excited about Akeem Davis Gaither. I just don't know if I have the full utmost confidence he's going to be able to hold it down. I can be shocked, right? I could be surprised, but I don't know. Jahad Campbell would be pretty nice in the middle of that defense. And then you got Matthew Golden on there, which is the second offensive guy. And then you got Will Johnson, cornerback out of Michigan. Top 30 visit the Cardinals have used on him as well. Walter Nolan. I know there's a lot of Cardinal fans that would love to bring him in as well. And then you got Olu. I'm not even going to try to butcher that last name, but he's a defensive end from UCLA. James Pierce Jr., that's my guy, man. That is my guy. I would love nothing more than the Arizona Cardinals to bring James Pierce Jr. with that 16th overall pick. Now, we've talked about this, right? Character issues. Is this going to be one of those things where the character issues is going to be a little too much for a Monty Ossenfort type of guy? Maybe, right? But he's my favorite guy at 16, especially best edge rusher at that position. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get Abdul Carter. It's just not going to happen. So if we're looking for an edge player, I do like James Pierce Jr., but there's a lot of edge players that I actually do like at 16 overall, but James Pierce Jr. is definitely up there as one of my tops. So James Pierce Jr. definitely like that. TJ Sanders, another defensive tackle. Nick Scorton, which can very well be a late round pick in the first round as well, but you never know. Maybe somebody can pick him up in the top 15. Defensive end. Then you also got Dorian, Singer, wide receiver out of Utah. So there's the third offensive weapon or offensive player that the Cardinals have used. And then Cam Scadaboo. There you go. So for the fans out there that want Cam Scadaboo for the Cardinals to choose maybe in the second or third round, I personally think that's a little too high to get a running back. Is it going to happen? You never know. Maybe the Cardinals do fall in love with him, right? Maybe he's the running back of the future for the Cardinals. And I get the connection between ASU and him doing a fantastic job in the playoffs and then in the season as well. But yeah, Cam Scadaboo is also up there as well, which is pretty cool to see. Shamar Stewart, defensive end out of Texas A&M. And then you got, Danny Strigro, outside linebacker out of Minnesota. Shamar Turner, which every time I do mock drafts, he's there around like the 4th or 5th round pick. I like Shamar Turner. I really do. He's very intriguing. I'm not going to use a first round pick on him, obviously, right? But I like that the Cardinals are still thinking defensive line. That's amazing. Princely, yeah, out of Ole Miss, that could be a really good second round pick if the Cardinals do decide to go somewhere else with the 16th overall pick. Like, let's say, for example, they go tackle, right? Let's say that, for example, they go wide receiver. Let's say they go interior defensive line, right? Princely will definitely be a very intriguing player to get in the second round. So Cardinals have used a top 30 visit on him. Jalen Walker. Yeah, buddy. Oh, I love this one, man. I know people are feeling PTSD from Jalen Walker or just linebackers in general, right? Linebackers in general, especially those tweener linebackers that are able to play edge and, middle linebacker and or safety, which obviously Isaiah Simmons has gotten us a little worried when it comes down to linebackers, but I'm going to be real. Like Jalen Walker, I feel like is a different beast. I hope that the Cardinals don't use him as a Swiss Army knife. Just let him perfect the edge if the Cardinals do go that route. But the Cardinals use a top 30 visit on him. I do think he's going to be a top 10 pick. I don't think he's even going to be anywhere close for the Cardinals to even choose. So Jalen Walker is there. And then you got Jordan Williams, offensive tackle out of Georgia Tech. And then Michael Williams, defensive end, which is another player that I actually really, really do like for the Cardinals to potentially go after if they like him over James Pierce Jr., because obviously those character issues, right? Mike Green is a guy that I really like as well. He went crazy, man, this last year in college. But The SA allegations might be a little too much. I don't see a reported top 30 visit for Mike Green. Obviously, these are the ones that have been reported. There's definitely other names out there that have not been reported or added to this list as well. Just like Ty Robinson, right? Like Ty Robinson's going to need to be put on this list. It was reported. I believe I saw it earlier this morning. All right. Shout out to Tony Pauline. He was the one who initially put this report out that the Cardinals are meeting with Ty Robinson in a top 30 visit. So super, super excited about that. But going back to what we were saying earlier, right? 23, including Ty Robinson players that have been reported top 30 visits, right? That have been reported, right? It's insane to me that 19 of those 23 are defensive players. Like, that is insane to me. Now, it's not shocking to me, but it's insane that we're not adding other like wide receiving prospects on there. Like, I'm not mad at it. Like, I still want the Cardinals to go defensive side of the ball with the 60th overall pick. So I'm not mad. It's just shocking, right? It's shocking that many defensive players the Cardinals are choosing to bring in on the top 30 visit. This is telling me that the Cardinals are going to go defensive side of the ball. Like, that's what this is telling me right here, that the Cardinals are strongly considering going defensive side of the ball. But you could also throw a wrench in there as well and say, man, Matthew Golden is a first round wide receiver, and the Cardinals have used a top 30 visit on him. And on top of that, the Cardinals, or we've seen already 2 mock drafts from ESPN, or this might be actually 3 mock drafts already. Mel Kiper, and there was another guy, a couple guys that have already mocked Matthew Golden to the Cardinals with the 16th overall pick as well. So interesting, man. Very, very interesting. Who do you want the Arizona Cardinals to choose with the 16th overall pick? Anybody on this list? Let me know in the comments below. This currently right now is going to be the most up-to-date tracker, obviously with the exception of Ty Robinson, because I just saw it this morning being reported here on this list. Let me know here in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. I absolutely do appreciate everybody for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Cardinals.